Okay, so we're going to begin with the week 13 tutorial here. I'm going to start by opening up door family, and it gives me this set of instructions. Now it's quite a long set of instructions. It's about 10 pages, I would say. So let's get started. On the opening screen of Revit under Families, click New. Select a metric door family type and open it. So Families, New. Metric door. There we go. I'm going to open it. Okay, back to the instructions. Go to the exterior elevation, select the door frame and delete it. Go to the interior elevation, select the door frame and delete it. We're going to design our own door. Okay, so elevations, exterior. Let's select the door. I'm going to hit delete. Interior elevation, I'm going to hit delete. I believe it's interior and exterior because it may have a frame. You know, the door, I'm suppose if it is an exterior door, so part of it is located on the quote unquote interior and part on the exterior, so I'm guessing that's why there are two parts to it, but we may find out as we go through this tutorial. Select the door opening by hovering over the door frame and hitting tab until it becomes available. Once you've selected the door opening, click Edit Sketch. And so I just want to check here. It's not clear if they're on the interior or exterior elevation, but we're going to stay on the interior. Tab. So we had it on the first try, but there it is. I selected it. Now I'm going to hit Edit Sketch. So this is our door opening. Basically, I think what it is, it's just a cut through the wall, I suppose. Okay. Delete the top line of the door opening. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Replace it with a start end radius arc as shown above. Then hit the check mark to finish the command. So I clicked that, deleted it. Fillet, no. Start end radius arc. Arc starting point here. Enter arc end point here. Okay. And I guess we want it to be 500 radius. So I'm going to click there, hit the check mark. So now we have a curved opening, a semicircle at the top of our door. Let's flex the model to make sure it works properly. Go to a 3D view, click the Family Types button, change the height to 2300 and the width to 1200, hit apply. The model should flex in height and width. Set the height back to 2000 and 1000 and hit apply. Hit apply and click OK. So 23 and 1200. So family types, or let's go to the 3D view. Okay. Let's go shaded. Family types. Height 23. I believe it was 1100. Let's hit apply. So it flexed. And now let's go back to 2000 and 1000. Apply, and it flexed correctly. So it looks like the model works. Moving on. The current width parameter defines the rough opening for the door. We need to change that. Click the Family Types button and under Rough Width, under Formula, type width plus 76 and hit enter. This gives 38 millimeters for a jamb and shims on each side. Okay, I'm going to do this first and then I'll try to explain what I think we're doing here. So under Formula, type width plus 76. Okay, so I think we're doing that from the floor plan. Family type, okay, that's what we're doing it. Family type, width formula equals width plus 76. I wonder if it'll take that. Not a valid parameter. Okay. I guess it has to have a... It's possible that I didn't take it because it doesn't have a capital W. Nope. Oh, rough width. My mistake. Okay. So let's cut that, paste it in here. Let's see what happens. There we go. Hit OK. Okay, so now we have a new parameter, which is called rough width, and it's a little bit bigger than the actual width. It's 76 millimeters larger, so 38 on each side, which gives us room for a jamb and shims on each side. So I guess we're trying to create a door frame, a door type that has room for the door jambs, the extra bit of wood that goes on the side, leaving a little bit of room for shims to level the door, stuff like that when you install it. Select the width attribute and change its label to rough width. So now we're going to change this to rough width, I suppose. So let's click this. Up here, label, we're going to change it to a new parameter, and we're going to go rough width. So it got a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's create the door jamb. Go to the 3D view and under the Create tab, click Sweep. Click Pick Path and select the pathway, the lines labeled above, so this pathway, that we will extrude the door jamb profile along. Hit the check mark to finish the first part of the sweep command. Okay. Create tab, clip sweep. Okay, so we know what to do. Let's go to the 3D view, Create tab, Sweep. Okay, next part. Click Path and select the pathway. So pick path. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to change this to hidden line. So now we can see that we got the right 3 parts. Hit the check mark to finish the first part of the sweep command. There we go. Now we're going to have to load a profile, I believe. Go to the reference level plan view. The red dot is the origin of the sweep. Under the Create tab, click Reference Plane. Oh, hold on, let's go. Let's do this one at a time. So, floor plan. Under the Create tab, click Reference Plane. Select Pick Lines and set the offset to 38. Okay. Okay. So we're offsetting a reference plane 38 from that, I believe. So Create tab, Reference Plane, offset 38, pick lines, and we're going to pick this tab. There we go. So now we have a reference plane 38 millimeters away. Under the Annotate tab, select Aligned Dimension and dimension the offset as shown. Okay. There we go. Go to the Modify tab, select Profile and click Edit Profile. So Modify tab, Profile, select Profile. Yes, select profile. Okay, select profile. This will take you to the draw menu. Does not appear to have done that. Let me escape the Annotate command. Let me try this again. Okay, let's see what else. Click the Pick Lines button and select the lock option. Select the identified lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, edit profile. I think that's what we want to do. Let me go back here. Oh, and click edit profile. There we go. That's what I was missing. So edit profile, pick lines, block, 1, 2, 3, I believe. Let's check that. Nope, wrong one. Oops. Control Z, undo. Undo this one. And I think we're looking for the reference. You know what? I'm going to undo all three because we want the reference plane, I believe, not the. That's what I want. I want to pick that, and so I'm going to cycle through by hitting tab till I get those reference planes. There we go. Oops. Okay. So we've got that. Set the offset to 25.4 and offset the vertical line that you selected by 25.4 to the left. Okay. So set offset to 25.4. So 1 inch. And I suppose what we're doing is we're offsetting this one to the left, just like that. So you end up with another line here. So this is, I guess, what we're modeling here. This is basically the 2x4. In here somewhere is where the 2x4 is. This is going to be the 1 inch kind of molding or door jamb or whatever kind of framing, cosmetic kind of framing the door has. And this little space here, about 13 millimeters, is going to be used for door shims and stuff like that. So let's go back here. From the draw tab, select fillet arc, check the radius button and set it to 3. Okay, fillet the top and bottom corners as shown. So we want to give it a little bit of a rounded edge at the top and the bottom. So fillet arc, radius 3, 1, 2. So we gave it a tiny bit of a radius there. Okay, and another one there. Click the trim extend to corner button and clean the top and bottom left hand corners as shown. Oops. Okay. One, two. Done. Let's put a doorstop in. Add the above described doorstop to the profile. Do not add dimensions. Okay, so basically we are offsetting 38 and 38, out 12, and then we're just sort of filleting it. Okay. So let's offset. There we go. Offset 38. Oops. I'm going to be on this side. 1, 2. I'm going to delete this line here. Offset 12. Okay. Fillet arc. Radius 3. 1, 2. Okay. Now we want to, I think we're going to want to split this element up. So right there and right there, hit escape. Oops, that didn't work. Well, it worked for that. Let's try that again. Split element right here and right here. Escape. There we go. That should be what we want. So let's move on. Before adding some dimensions, change the scale to 1 to 2 so the text size is appropriate. So here, 1 to 2. Add the 3 above shown dimensions. 37, 38, 76. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay. One, 2, 3. Click the check mark to finish the edit mode command and click the check mark again to finish the sweep command. Go to the 3D view and confirm that you have a door jamb. So what we've drawn here is the profile, and that's going to be extruded along the entire 3D sweep that we set up. So let's see if this works. Back to modify, check mark. So now we basically check marked out of our profile. Check mark again, and now it should have extruded our profile along that sweep that we identified. Let's give it a little bit of shading to see what's going on. And that looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, so let's continue. Flex the model in its height and width to confirm it works properly, then select the wall. Click edit type under structure. Okay, so let's flex it first. Let's see if this works. Let's go back to 2300 and 1100. Hit apply. It does. So it flexes correctly. I'm going to return it to its original dimensions. Hit apply and try to make sure to flex things often, because I think I explained this, sorry, in the video that the sound didn't work on, so it was useless to you guys, but try to flex your model as often as possible. It's kind of like debugging software if you have any experience with that. So you know, every change you make, every time you create a parametric connection like this, so for instance this door jamb is connected to the size of the door opening, so that's a parametric parameter. Anytime you do something like that, flex the model, because sometimes you might have contradicting information in it, and then it just kind of, you know, blows up. You get pieces all over the place. So by flexing it, you confirm it works correctly. And if you do too many layers of parametric changes on top of each other, so, you know, now we did the door jamb, next we change the wall type or the opening, and we keep adding parameters. And then if you flex it after 3 or 4 or 10 levels of changes and it messes up, you don't quite know where the error was. So you have to sort of become a detective and go through every level of changes you made. It's easier if you just flex it often every time you make a change, confirm it works, and then hit OK and continue. And then the next time you do a change and you flex it again, if it messes up, you know that it was the latest change you made that created the issue, not anything that came before. Okay, select the wall, click edit type. Under structure, click edit and change wall thickness to 300. So we're making this a much bigger wall. So edit type. Now under structure, see here we have a 150 millimeter wall. We can obviously change the name of that later. In fact, even though the tutorial doesn't mention it, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh, all right. So I'm not going to improvise. I'm just going to stick to the script. We're going to go to edit structure. And here you can add different layers to your wall. So you can actually break a wall apart and add you know, another bit of structure, and you can call it something else, you know, 2x4s, and give it a thickness 89 millimeters, and so on and so forth. And you can actually kind of build up your walls the way you want them to be. But here we're just going to do a quick generic change. We're going to change that to 300, hit OK, apply, and OK. And so now it actually increased the width of our wall. But again, see, the wall flexed correctly. We wanted this piece to always be 38 millimeters away from the edge. This length was undefined, and so our door stop stuck to the right side, so to speak. So when the wall got wider, this door stop stuck to the correct side, and that's another instance or an example of the parametric model that we built behaving the way it's supposed to. So we can be confident and move on now that it still works. Confirm the wall jamb is flexing as shown above, then return the width of the wall back to 150. Oh, okay. So we're just flexing it, I guess. Edit type, edit structure, change that back to 150, apply, okay. It flexed back correctly. Again, we can be confident that we can move on. Under the Insert tab, click Load Family. Go to the Dropbox and casing profile. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to this casing profile. I'm going to open it. Sure, upgrade the model. So we got a little bit of a sketch outlined here. And I'm going to go File, Save As. Sure, family. And I'm just going to save it on my desktop. You guys can save it wherever you prefer. I'm going to save it here. It's called Floor. Wonder what it's called. Well, we'll figure it out. So let's close this. Okay, back to here. Load family. Okay, so basically we're doing, so load into project. Hold on. Insert tab. Okay, so we're going to do it through there. So insert, load family. I'm going to go to my desktop, casing profile, open. Okay, so it's, I believe it's in here now. Create a sweep, select the rough width as the path. Okay, click select profile and select casing profile. Okay, so let's go back here. We're going to go create, sweep. So we've done this before, so we're just doing the same thing again. Now I want to pick the rough, okay, pick path. Sketch path, pick lines. So we want the outside, that's not what I wanted. Pick lines. Okay, that's not working the way I wanted. So select the rough width as the path. How do we do that? Keeps jumping down to here. I wonder why that is. Are we in the wrong work plane or what's going on here? Pick path. I don't think, let me see if I can do this in a different view. I'm going to close this. Yes, let's discard this. I'm going to go to the exterior view. Okay, so this is our exterior path, and here I'm going to go create. Why can I not create a sweep? Oh, I'm going to close this as well. Yes, discard that sweep. Create, sweep, pick path. Nope. Sketch path, pick lines. One, two, three. Okay, I'm going to spin this around. That looks okay to me. So, there we go. Select profile and select casing profile. Profile, and now here, because we've loaded this in as a family already, we have a profile we can select. So casing profile. Okay, but I think now we have to orient it. So set the angle to -90 and the Y value to 25. Hit the check mark to finish the command. Okay. Well, where is this casing profile? Okay, so as you can see, it's pointing the wrong way. So I wonder what we're going to do here. Flip. No. Angle. 90. Apply. Okay. I don't think that's what we wanted. Yeah, we wanted to cover the outside. So let's see, 180. So here we're going to break from the instructions a bit. 180, okay. Why? You know what, let's see. Floor plan. Here we go. Now we want to move this thing. Oops. Let's select this. No, that's not what we wanted. Okay. No, we're still in here. Now let's go. Let's check the size of this thing. No, it's not even letting me do that. Oh, lovely. Okay. No good. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out of this, discard the sweep, discard everything. I think my mistake was that I went to the exterior view and I did the sweep there, and the instructions are more suited to the interior view. So rather than improvising and giving you guys something that's difficult to work with, let's just try the sweep again from this side. So create sweep, sketch path, pick lines, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Casing profile. Okay. Let's go to the floor plan. There we go. There's the casing profile. So now, I don't think we need to change the angle at all. We're just going to go Y, add 25. Let's see what that does. Nope, we moved that in the wrong direction. Let's go back to 0. X 25. Apply. Minus 25. Apply. That looks all right to me. So this casing is designed to cover that gap where the shims typically go. So I think we've done what we wanted to. It covers that gap. Mirror. Okay, hit the check mark to finish the command. Mirroring the sweep to the side of the wall will not work. Repeat the sweep on the other side of the wall. I see. Okay. So let's go to our 3D view. Spin this thing around. Check mark. And let's get a better view. Okay. So we have a bit of casing that goes all the way around. So now let's do it on the exterior. Let's do the same thing here. We tried this before, but let's get it right this time. Okay. Oh, undo. 1, 2, 3. Check mark. Profile casing. Floor plan. What do we got? We got this guy here. Okay. I wonder if we can mirror this. Okay, so you can't mirror profile. Okay. Okay. Next, let's try 100 and see where that gets us. Too far, so now on minus 25, so let's go 175. That looks good to me. Apply, check mark, and I think we're done. One casing profile here, another one here. That one looks good to me as well. Okay. Flex the model by changing the width to 1200, change it back to 1000. Next we'll create the door panel. Okay. So back to here. Let's flex this width to 1200. Let's see what it does. It flexes nicely, everything looks good. Back to 1000. Good stuff. Okay, go to the exterior. Now we're going to create the door panel. So go to the exterior elevation and change the scale to 1 to 20. So exterior elevation. Scale is already at 1 to 20. We're good there. Under the Create tab, click Extrusion. Under the Modify tab, click Set, and ensure that the work plane is set to reference plane exterior. Okay, so under the Create tab, click Extrusion. Let's start with that. Create, Extrusion. Under the Modify tab, click Set. Sorry, I'm going to go back to the tutorial instructions. Modify tab, click Set, no problem. Set, and we want the work plane, reference plane exterior. So I guess we hit OK. Click the Pick Lines button, set the depth of extrusion to 35 and the offset to 3. Pick Lines button, depth to 35 I believe, and offset to 3. Is that what it said? Holy smokes, 3. Yes, it did. Okay. Offset the exterior face of the jamb inwards around the perimeter of the door opening. What is it asking us to do here? Okay. Offset the exterior face of the jamb inwards around the perimeter of the door opening. Okay. Oops, sorry. So this is our door jamb, like this outer line, I believe, but we want to do this one, I think. So out of these 3 lines, I believe it's asking us to offset the middle one towards the right by 3. But let me just double check that. 1, 2, 3, yeah, the middle one to the right by 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Line too short. What are you saying? That is very weird. I'm going to hit undo. Okay, back to this. Let's try that again. Offset is 3. Okay, for some reason it allowed me to do it now. So there we go. But I wonder if we need a bottom to this door as well. Let's see what it does. Okay, offset the bottom of the door 13 from the ground plane. Do not add the 13 dimension. Okay, so offset 13. There we go. I'm assuming we trim it up. Yep. So let's clean this up a little. There we go. There we go. Now what we're doing here, the depth that we set before, the depth of extrusion, that's how thick or how wide the door will be. So it basically the door leaf, if you call it the part of the door that has the door handle on it. This is a bit awkward because I'm like acting. I'm trying to show you what I'm trying to say, but you can't see me. So the door leaf is the part of the door that swings. It's the part of the door that has the hinges attached to it, the door handle. It's you know, the quote unquote. It's the door part of the door. And so what we're doing here with this this depth of 35 is we're saying that we want the door thickness, the leaf of the door, to be 35 millimeters, if that makes any sense. So it's like the thickness of the material that the door is made of. Okay, draw the above lines shown. Do not draw the dimensions. So we're offsetting 300 from the bottom, 150, 307, 80, 307. Let's see how much of that I can remember. So let's go. Okay, pick line, offset 300. There. Now offset 150. Let's make sure I do it right. There. There. Now I think it was 307. Okay, and now this should be, does it want us to do the dimensions? Do not draw the dimensions. Okay, but you know what, I want to see. $80. Perfect. That's what it's supposed to be, because it's 40 and 40. Now this is 1613 and an offset of 75. So let's do that. You know what, before I do that, I'm going to clean this up. Another thing I can do here is I can just split this right here and delete that part. Offset, I think it was 1613. 1, 2, and then the offset after that was 75. Okay. So again, I'm going to split this here, 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 and here. And just clean this up before we go on. Okay. And this, I suppose, is just a 150 offset from the exterior, from the outside line. Let's give that a try. Okay, that worked nicely. That did not. Let's draw a line for a change. 0 offset. I'm going to click twice to separate both lines. Done. Okay. This door looks decent now. Go to the Create tab, click Reference Plane, set the offset to 313, and offset the bottom horizontal plane up by 313. Okay. Create reference plane? Yes. Offset to 313, pick line, and offset the ground plane levels, reference level, bottom horizontal plane. I'm going to cycle through these to see what we have here. That's all we got. So I'm just going to offset that one up. See, if you hover slightly under the line, it offsets bottom. If you hover slightly above, it offsets above. So I'm going to click there. Now I've offset that as it's instructed. Set the offset to 1200 and offset the new reference plane up by 1200. Okay, so we're doing from here now up to here. Create reference plane. Was it 1200? There we go. Dimension the new reference lines as shown and hit the EQ button. So 1, 2. Okay. One, 2, 3. There we go. EQ, so it moves it in the middle. Sure. Add the above lines. Do not add the above shown dimensions. No problem. So we go back to here. Pick line. What is it? 40 mils. Offset 40. I'm only going to offset it in one direction and trim it up just to save a bit of time. Well, yeah, I'm going to click twice on each of these corners because I don't want to accidentally trim away the lines we want to keep. Now I'm going to offset again, this time by 80. 1, 2. Let's trim again. Oops. Escape. Delete, 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 and delete. Okay. Whoa. Add the above shown dimensions. So we dimension here, hit EQ, EQ, EQ. That's already done. 75, and I suppose we do an EQ up there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 EQs down the middle, and 1 going vertical along with a 75. So, annotate. I believe we have 1 from here to here. That's 75. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that didn't work out. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. EQ. 1, 2, 3. EQ. 1, 2, 3. EQ. 1, 2, 3. EQ, and I wonder if that's it. 1, 2, 3, 75. This one. Oh, we want these 16. What are these 16s? Let's see. I don't think it's to here. Oh, it is to there. Okay. So it's from the edge of your door to the beginning of that casing, I believe, or the beginning of that door jamb that we created. So 16. Okay. I think we're good. Click the check mark to finish the extrusion. Go to the 3D view. So let's test this. Oh man. Okay. Let's test this thing out. Check mark. You should save your project. I'm gonna just risk it. So let's go to the 3D view. We've got a door. Okay, and as you can see, that door is offset in 35 from the other side. It's offset in 35 from the outside surface, but it also has a depth, it has a depth of 35. That's what I'm trying to say. So it should be parallel. If we go to the floor plan, see the door is parallel to the wall. It's on the same plane, but it should have a depth of 35. Let's see if we can check that. There we go. So that's that door leaf that I was trying to describe. This is the door leaf, the thing that swings open, and that depth is 35. So anyway, go to the 3D view, click the family type boxes, flex the model to 12 and 22, and then return it to the original width. So here we are flexing our model again. We want to confirm that this thing behaves the way it's supposed to. Family type 23, 1200, apply, and it did. So everything flexed, the casing flexed, the door frame flexed, the windows flexed correctly. So this is going really well. Let's return that back to 1000, apply, okay. What are we doing here? Oh, we have one more thing here, okay. Go to the reference level plane view, create a reference plane that runs through the door panel as shown above. What? Okay. So you want to reference one that's 18 millimeters from the edge, okay. The panel is the door face, 18 millimeters, name the reference plane door center. We're doing that in the plan view, I suppose. Yes. Okay. So create. Is it reference plane or reference line? Reference plane. Reference plane. Pick line. Let's offset it by 18 millimeters. There we go. click to name. What did it want us to name it? Door center. So click there to name door center. Go to the exterior elevation view, start an extrusion under the work plane tab. Okay, exterior elevation, start an extrusion under the, I'm lost here, under the work plane tab. Click set. Oh, so here, work plane, set. I suppose it wants us to set the door center one as the current one. Why else would we make it? Yes, that's true. Hit that. Set the extrusion end to 3 and the extrusion start to -3. Okay. Sorry, what? Set the extrusion end to 3, door center, extrusion end to 3, extrusion end to -3, okay. Draw the above shown lines, sure, no problem. Let's close these things up. Wonder if I can do that there. Yes, there. Okay, so we have that. Add the 2 shown dimensions, hit the check mark line to finish. So 166, 166, what is it dimension? To that line, okay. Annotate aligned from here, I believe, to there. From here, I believe to there. Nope, I messed that up. Annotate from here. Suppose is it there? Yes. Okay. And hit the check mark. Oh, I see what we did. Okay, I wish the tutorial had explained that a little bit. We basically put in a window panel that's 3 millimeters wide. So once we start to play with materials and stuff, we can make that transparent. In fact, let me see. I know it, I think the tutorial's done. So this tutorial's done. Okay, let's knock that out. But let's see if I can do one extra thing here. So I've selected that window panel. Visibility graphics, material category. Now you may not have this on your version of Revit, but I just want to show you how to do it, so that when you get back into Humber College and they have the full Revit setup, you can do the same thing I'm about to do. So there's this is the material browser. Identity, you can fill this info in, it's not critical at this point. Graphics and appearance. So these are 2 different ways that this material can appear. When you click this little box here, it allows you to pick, shaded view, consistent colors, and then a rendered thing. The appearance dictates how the material appears under the rendered selection. Graphics dictates how it appears under the consistent colors and shaded and so on. I believe that's how it works. So I'm going to pick glass, and here it automatically set to glass. So I'm going to hit OK. Let's go back to here, and so now it appears a little bit different. It's a little bit transparent, as you can see. We can sort of zoom in and see that it's a little bit transparent as you spin the door around. And so you can then start applying that same principle to giving the casing some material, the door some material, and so on and so forth. And I'm just going to change it to realistic here. see the glass has no color really, but you can see that it kind of takes on, still has that transparency as you're circling the door. So that's it. I'm gonna save this. Well, I'll save that on my own time. That's how you do this tutorial, and thank you.